Me again. It's still February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2022. Yeah, it was probably like 11:30 in the morning, something like that. You know, it's before lunch. I don't know, I feel so inspired when I'm out here. It's the last video I just did. It's the first time I've been inspired to do that. I need to do this more often. Just pick up the phone. Because so much goes through my mind and these understandings that God blesses me with every day. It's absolutely amazing. As part of my prayers every day, many times a day. I pray all the time. I talk to God all the time. He's my father. He's my friend. He understands. And he'll give me what my heart desires, as long as it's not selfish. So I get inspired while I'm out here. I never listen to music. I don't have earbuds in. Not to mention those Bluetooth earbuds are really bad for you. Won't get into that. I don't know, I come out here without any music, without any distractions, and I just let my mind go. I talk to God about the state of the world, how I'm feeling, things that I'm happy about, things that I'm sad about. And that is a connection that I will never, ever deny. Because I know he's listening. I have no doubt. He asked me 3-4 years ago of what I'm doing now, explaining that, like, if I ran into myself now, you know, on this trail from 5 years ago, I wouldn't recognize myself. And it's absolutely amazing. I would look at myself and be like, holy crap, you're happy. I don't want to get there. And I did. So yeah. But funny, I'm at a crossroads on this trail. Which way do I want to go? Do I want to go this way? See a city out there? Beautiful view. A little of nowhere-ish. It seems that way, but no, city's right there. Or I can go down that trail that this gentleman is coming off of. And I've been to the top one before. I don't really go down this one, so I'm gonna go towards the city. I think I know where it goes, but it's been a long time. I've been all over these trails. There are hundreds of miles of trails just around the Phoenix area alone. And statewide, forget about it. Oh, there's so many places that I can go to absolutely just bond with God. Not that I can't at any other moment, but it just reminds me of how spectacular and amazing he really is. And what he's created and given us to enjoy. So go out and be inspired. You know, the old me used to swear a lot. And I felt a little bit of an urge to do it just then. But in a positive way, obviously. But yeah, that's changed me as well. It wasn't a conscious effort. When I open myself completely to God and have 100% faith in him, my heart is completely different. It is absolutely astounding. You know, the other day, it's like, I'm not a person who just approaches people. I'm not. I used to be painfully introverted, but I had to function in the world. You know, I worked for myself for many years, so I had to become that person that can talk to pretty much anybody. But if, like, say it's a matter of the heart, like if I find a woman attractive and I know she's single, well, at least not married, because I don't know if she's otherwise attached. But I was waiting for a friend the other day to go hiking, and she was quite considerably late. And I get it, and I told her, like, it didn't bother me because I had so many amazing experiences just in that hour and 20 minutes I was waiting for her. Not to mention, it's like, I have full faith in God. I know everything happens for a reason, and I know for my side of it, it was for me to be able to have all those, God, at least probably 7 or 8 different little experiences. It was amazing. Everything is an experience, every moment. So while I was waiting, one of the things that happened, I noticed there was a very attractive woman. coming off the trail with a couple of men, big buff men with beards and tank tops. And I kind of got the vibe that they were gay, but I didn't want to assume anything. I don't judge anybody for anything, and even if they are, it's not my thing to judge. That's between them and God, not me. I love everybody. So I decided I'm gonna see what happens with this whole situation. So I want to find out if she's single. And not with, because I noticed she didn't have a ring on, but I didn't know if she was with one of them. So I kind of moved around a little bit because I was in the shade and I was getting a little chilly, and then I'd go out in the sun and get too hot and I just go back and forth while I was waiting. But I was sitting in the shade and facing them. It's probably about 20 feet away. And the guys were facing me and she was kind of facing away. So I started moving around a little bit just to see who was paying attention out of them. And I noticed the men kind of split off and kind of followed me almost. They stayed their distance, but they would do their own thing, but kind of mirror my movements. So I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are gay, totally gay. So that indicates to me, maybe she's just their friend and all that stuff. So sat back down, and I noticed a couple of times she would look back and they would look at me at the same time, look really quick, trying not to let me notice. But I noticed a few times. So I would, still look around and do my own thing, communing with God and all that kind of stuff. Because I know God's with me at every moment and experiencing everything I'm experiencing while I'm experiencing it. And he's encouraging me the whole way. Because it's all for positive things. Like for me, it's building my assertiveness in a way, but also my confidence that I can be just me in every situation and everybody will love me. And if they don't, that's on them, because I'm not a bad person. I'm not. And again, this isn't a narcissistic thing, but I'm a hell of a catch. I really am. I mean, I don't think I'm the most gorgeous thing on the planet, but I know I'm physically attractive to some. And so I've got a lot to offer. God gave me a beautiful heart, and whatever woman is able to connect with that and have that same connection for herself with him, she's a lucky woman. I'll be a very lucky man. So yeah. So I decided I was going to look at her. And next time she looks, I'm going to look her in the eye, and I'm not going to look away. Make that eye contact. So I think the guys, I could kind of tell, just by the subtlest of cues, telling her to look over at me because I was looking. So she kind of pretended like she was slowly turning around and looking at something else, and made quick, looked at me, and I made that instant eye contact. And she did that, you could see that little jerk, where she still wanted to whip around, but she wanted to be more subtle. So she kind of stopped herself and kind of slowly looked back away. So at that moment, I knew that she was looking at me on purpose. So I did it. It happened again, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to amp it up, make it more obvious. So maybe she's just shy.
Thank you.
Yep. So I decided to up the game, and so next time she looked at me, I did a little wave and a smile. Well, each time I looked at her, I was still smiling before that, but because I didn't want to be that creepy staring down guy, which that I am not. I'm very sensitive to how other people feel. So that's why I don't normally go up to women, because I know they get hit on all the time. It's to hear and to see how the average man talks to women is deplorable. God did not put women on this planet to be talked to like that. God put women on this planet to be respected and loved, deeply loved. And in return, we men get a bonus of an amazing person, but also somebody who trusts you, which makes you feel even better about yourself. And you will get ultimate respect from her. Not in like, you better respect me. No, it's not like that. There's a book I've been reading called Love and Respect. I've been reading off and on for a few months now, but it's an amazing book about men and women, the differences and how we break that crazy cycle. Because women ultimately want to be loved. Men ultimately just want to be respected, like their opinion counts, that kind of respect. And love behind that respect. Like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's explore that. And then you're happy. And you have a partner to share these things with. So anyway, so going back to my story, finally I was like, how much more obvious can I be? Because I didn't want to interrupt their conversation and all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, I want to talk to you. I'm going to interrupt talking to your friends. If she wanted to talk, she'll talk. So that's why I was like making it obvious. So she got some people coming. So she turned around again, and I looked at her. Same thing, smiling, and I kind of did a little head tilt and a little eyebrow raise, like, hey, can I make it any more obvious? And she just quickly, like, she was at that point, and this was going on for like 10 minutes. And so, maybe 15, somewhere in there. So she didn't as quickly turn around, but I think like her subconscious was telling her, don't look away so fast, but fast enough to where you're not feeling vulnerable. I get people. I understand how it is because I've been the same way. So she looked around again. I was like, okay, so I need to test this. I thought I put it out there. I'm like, God, if she is interested, have her walk away from the two guys enough to where it's obvious that she is making herself available. And literally less than 30 seconds later, she did it. So I'm like, okay, well, I asked God for this and I have to follow through. So I took a deep breath and I just kind of stood up, walked over slowly. Like, I mean, it wasn't beelining for her. I didn't want to scare her. It's kind of like with a wild animal. You don't want to rush them. They're going to run. Maybe if you squat down and put your hand out, maybe they'll come up and be curious when you have that loving vibe coming from your heart. So I walked over and she turned her, like she could tell I was coming up to her, even though her back was mostly to me. And she turned to the left and I was coming from the right. I think she was kind of like, oh crap, I don't know if I could do this. So I was like, hi, how are you? And she didn't really hear me. I think she heard me, but she didn't know if she wanted to stop or not. So it took her a second or two, but she stopped and said, hi, my name is Paul. I noticed that we were looking at each other and made eye contact a couple of times, so I thought I'd come over and introduce myself. And she said, hello. Didn't say her name. I could tell she was so nervous. So I said, well, I'm just waiting for a friend, and I thought I'd pass some time and talk to you and maybe get to know you. And she said, oh, well, I'm waiting. And she kind of looked down the trail and then started to kind of sidle away. And I said, oh, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. And thank you for sharing time with me. And then I just walked away. No harm, no foul. I did it, though. But I could tell she was insanely nervous. And actually, when I got closer, I noticed that she's a little bit younger than I thought she was. I thought she was probably like around 40. No, I was quite a bit off. I think she was like early 30s. Maybe mid 30s, maybe. But yeah, I mean, mature, but you don't have commonalities. That's the hard thing about being single, knowing who you want and looking for a person who's just as in love with Jesus as you are. And with God, well, God and Jesus, same thing. One's just mad, God in flesh. So yeah, I mean, this whole journey has been amazing and I love it. I'm very grateful for everything. And when you have joy in your heart and true gratefulness in your heart and being and humble and just like, oh my goodness, it's beyond words. And you're opened up to so much, to so many things, to so many conversations every day with God. Even in just a 30-second moment, you're making contact with God because you thought of him and you're going through something, and just kind of ask God to help you through it and to keep your eyes open to the path that he wants you on. Because when you're open and grateful like that, and you ask him humbly for his help, he will put all those things in front of you. But you have to be grateful for it and open to how that's going to end up looking, because 99% of the time it's not where you envisioned it going, but you will get to where you want to go. And you just trust it, and it happens. And sometimes you'd be amazed how fast it happens. Just like the thing with that woman. I said, God, if she's open to me talking to her, please have her kind of distance herself from those men so that I know that she's not with them and she's open to talking. And it literally less than 30 seconds. And I'm not exaggerating. It was amazing. Like, I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, I know God is faithful and he's going to do it if that's how she is, but wow, that was quick too. Wasn't like you didn't have to send a swarm of bees or anything like that for them to disperse. So yeah, God is amazing. Not that she didn't have free will. It was just a thought, a suggestion in her mind that if this is you, then do this. I mean, God already knew. God knows everything. God is in. I know God knows me. He's in my heart. And that's where I live. So I'm going to cut this video shorter because I know some people, they just get it kind of like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. But I hope you're all having amazing blessings like I am right now, going down this trail that kind of just drops off on the left, but keeps going to beautiful sky. So have a blessed day. I love you.